good. See, I just messed up a little bit. It was okay. It was just a little mess up. I don't think it was a little bit behind because I'm no target.
Mean.
Nobody's going to come in. Ah, there's Neona. Neona.
Good job.
But I like calling her Neona.
But she doesn't like it, I'm sure. It's not her name. Incense. Oh, that's
Pickers.
Pickers. Awesome. Hey, everybody come
Sybil,
piling in.
country girl. Hey, lover.
What's up there, sweetheart? Oh, wait, I did that wrong.
You can't be taught. Kenneth.
Yep. Got it that time. That was weird. Hello, everyone. Hi there. Computer's fixed. Hold on to it. It'll get better.
Wait a minute. What do you mean that's the only thing going good? We're lovers. That should be awesome. I mean, that should be the highlight of your life.
Am I feeling better, Robin? Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and mute this. Sybil, Kiwi, Teresa, Heather. You ever take care of that?
No, I need an address. I need to send her a message. Actually, Heather, if you'll do me a favor and email us, I need your address. Hello, Mary S.
David, Mary S. Mark, country girl. Country girl.
Lost dude.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Brenda. Brenda. Brenda.
You're silly.
Yep, and you're gonna apologize to me online.
About what?
Stupid lips.
I'm not going to apologize. You still didn't have them in May 1st. They were in June 8th. A whole month.
Are they in the
schedule.
ground?
They are now.
Okay then.
I'm not apologizing. Sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. So calling you out online was a desperate attempt.
Yeah, David and I subscribed to them too. Thank you so much. I've been kind of binge watching some of them when I got the chance.
She ain't. Nope, not happening. Whoa, whoa! That's beautiful. Wonder where that came from.
Don't know. Controls are back.
Yay!
Small town southern housewife. How you doing, ma'am?
Hello, Mama. Mama's having an awesome harvest so far this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's got
Pie.
She's got some green beans that I want to try next year.
Yeah. Rosanna.
They're called rattlesnake beans, and she said they're like 8 inches long. Can you imagine an 8-inch long green bean? That's crazy. Pure living for outdoors.
What are you doing, pure living?
All right, Teresa.
Teresa's a goober.
I like to stroll. I was gonna do a video today. There was some work. Yeah, look, when we've been out there harvesting the beans,
She's been eating, ain't she?
she eats 3 and puts 1 in the bowl.
Good job.
So I made a mistake. We went out and we harvested the first batch, and then I realized that those were the ones that we're supposed to save for baked beans, for dry beans to make baked beans. So we've been picking all of those, and I finally was like, you know what? We need to just go ahead and let those, because we need to let them, do they dry on the vine, or what do
Yep.
we do? Do we wait?
Wolf Mountain Homestead, where have you been, brother? Welcome back.
Hadn't seen him in a while.
Yep.
Huh. Alright. Yeah, like berry picking. So that was another thing we did. We went and picked dewberries. They came back. Is it in here or is it in the house?
It's in the house.
Oh, it's gone then.
That little silver bowl, did y'all go out today?
We went out. No, the silver ball.
Yeah.
Busy. I got 7 kids.
Yeah. All right, Terry, good job. What is in there?
I don't know, but I'm not opening it up again. Yeah, we harvested quite a few beans.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's show. We've been in here about 6 minutes, letting everybody come in. All the lovely people. What's up, Floyd? Floyd in the house.
We moved. Oh, where'd they move to?
We moved. I think he's saying we moved, or maybe he's saying they moved.
I think he's saying they moved.
Somebody moved.
Yeah, it
We
wasn't
moved
us.
positions.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, from where? Yeah, from before. But he's been in here since then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Jason. Call me lovely.
So, one of the reasons why we were coming on late was because I was a big fat doofus. I've been working on
You said that, not me.
I've been working on trying to do some new things here for us on the live stream to kind of
Oh.
perk things up.
Apollo.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Come here.
That's worse than haggis. Oh my god.
What are you doing? What are you doing? How long have you been under there? We didn't even know you were under there until you farted.
Oh god.
Say hello, Apollo. Tell everybody hi.
Hey, hi everybody. Oh, no.
No.
No. Okay. I'm on the level, mama.
Okay. So, I'd like get you in the back of the throat.
That was really bad.
So I was working on some stuff to try to this week, trying to get to kind of liven up the live show, so not just talking heads here. And I was working on it, and I was recruiting some people to check it out online while I was doing it. And
Yeah,
but I
so you
had
had
it
it unlisted.
unlisted. So Robin and I went live, and we were in there for like 10-15 minutes going, I wonder what's going on. And we were adding more pictures
We're
and
still
stuff,
looking at pictures and setting.
setting stuff up. And I'm like, why isn't anybody coming in? And Robin's like, well, did you make it public again? I was like, so then we made it public, went live, and then Mark and Terry got in there, but nobody else was getting any notification. So we had to shut that stream down and go off. Terry, see, that's the last time I let you be one of the people now, because you don't know how to be quiet. We had to shut that live stream down.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, wait for it to come up in my video manager, delete it, and then come back, go live, so everybody got the notification.
Huh. Teresa said, okay, this is weird, but I'm getting notices of new subs for this channel. They must be doing some tweaking with YouTube, because we haven't had any trolls in forever, and all of a sudden, because that was one thing Kitty said, she said all the new stuff that
Yeah.
YouTube's doing is probably changed some stuff around. Yeah,
So,
we got the note. Yeah, everybody got the notice that time, so.
Yep. So
So now I can't stroll back up to the desk. I'm gonna run over an Apollo.
At least you'll have clean knees.
I know, he's licking my knees.
He's like, touch me, touch me.
He's so funny.
So,
Alright.
I'm glad everybody got the notification.
Yeah. New sub, Pure Living Outdoors. That's
Awesome.
weird.
That's cool.
They're trying to fix their screw ups, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, thanks for the sub, Pure Living Outdoors.
Mud Pie said her bell was off. Yeah, everybody go check your bell just to make sure too.
Check your bell and redo all. You guys know what to do. So, tonight, we're going to talk about some things. All kinds of different things. Some of the things that we're going to talk about. Oh, what is going on? What is going on? What was that? That was the thing I was working on. Bow. So that was kind of cool. Huh?
That was really cool. I was impressed. I'm not sure how many other people will be impressed, but I was
It
impressed.
took me about 15 minutes to make that thing.
That is very cool. I like it.
I had to make it in After Effects.
Gotcha.
So, as you see, we got a new thing scrolling across the bottom. Bow. That's gonna where we're gonna put stuff up that we don't forget about. Just little reminders of stuff about the Homesteaders of America conference, our blog, social media, stuff like that. And if we have any special announcements, that's where they'll be in that. And
No problem, Wolf Mountain. We understand.
gotta take care of them youngins, Wolf. Take care of them. Any upcoming events that we'll be at, bam, it'll be down there in this scrolling thing. Any other live streams that we're going to be doing, bam, it'll be scrolling across the screen. And any kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's my foot.
He's like all over both of us now.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
So, we have had a busy.
it's been a crazy week. I had inventory at work. So things were crazy at the beginning of the week getting it ready for inventory, then had to do physical inventory, and that was crazy as well. You got called in yesterday and today.
Well, today's my regular work.
Right.
But I got called in twice this week.
She wants to change the font to like.
What's up, Hope? Hope in the house.
Oh, I didn't see. Hello, Hope.
And no, I don't deliver my own mail.
No,
No.
I don't think they let you, do they?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
but,
they do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got called into work, and it looks like I don't know yet for sure. Okay, but the guy who does the route Monday through Friday may be going out
For a while.
for a while. He may be having surgery, so he may be out for a month. So what does that mean? That means I'm still going to do my best to get out the gardening series video and the livestock video, but my predator control and the homestead series may have to take a back seat.
Right.
Some of the, but Robin's cooking videos may start coming out because she may be able to get in front of the camera more than me, and stuff like that. But we're doing our best to try to get as many videos out as possible. If we owe you something, a prize, or you ordered something, we are doing our best to get to the post office as soon as possible. Danny's raccoon hat is going to be going out this week.
Yeah, we gotta get the box.
Supposed to go
for it.
out last week, but we went and boxed it up. Perfectionist over here noticed something and just about redid the entire hat. So I think it looks kind of good. And so
It's a
we're
little short on the side. The skin that we had was not wide enough.
Well, I didn't realize how big the dude's head was.
Yeah, and the thing is you don't realize it until you actually put it on your head that the brim needs to be like over 4 inches, and so basically the skin that we had was just not. It was big enough, but it wasn't quite big enough.
Yeah.
And so it's I mean it's good for now. Maybe the next one will be even better.
Yeah, if we're gonna make any hats, I gotta catch some really big coons. What's up, Bee Lady? And
Bee Lady ordered something from our website.
she did.
Yes.
Did you get it out for her?
No, she sent me an email, and since I've got her right now,
that's right, because you had the question.
I'm going to put her on the spot.
Don't
since
put her
she's
on the
here.
Spot. That's not nice. Just tell her she needs to contact.
No, she already has. But I haven't gotten an answer from her. I just need a color. Need a color. I need a color.
You can answer that. Let's see, what else?
Okay, what else do we have busy going this week? Been doing a lot of weeding still.
A lot of weeding.
A lot of harvesting.
Moving the calves, moving the eggmobile.
New neighbors.
We got new neighbors. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Seemed like a nice guy.
The guy that owns the house was supposed to come to me first and offer me the house. Well, he didn't. He went. They decided to rent it again for a year. Fine. They may be doing a rent to own with this family also, and I'm quite okay with that, because one of the things that he said is, he says, once we get moved in, if you don't mind letting me know what are the cars that are supposed to be coming in and out here on a regular basis,
I'll keep an eye out.
I'll keep an eye out. If a different type of car comes in,
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. Give me your phone number. If you're at work, I'll call you. And then if they're not supposed to be there, I won't let them leave until the law gets here. So, and he was talking about possibly buying a calf and paying me to put it on the back. Raise it, put it on the back pasture. He's talking about trying to rent the farm next door, and him and I go halvies in on planting a bunch of corn and some wheat and stuff like that. I think we only had like a little 30-minute conversation. I think he may be a prepper. Just by some of the things that he was kind of dropping out. Don't know yet. I'll fill it all out, fill him out with it, and we'll see where we go from there. But I think it might work out. He was definitely a lot better so far than the last
Well, the last one, there was a lot of foot traffic that went in and out of that house, and it was very hard because Apollo is definitely a watchdog, and anytime that somebody was going in and out of their driveway, it was crazy.
Are you a watchdog?
Bee Lady, the colors. I sent you an email back and told you tell me what color you want, because I always need an excuse to buy yarn now that I'm done with the coon cap. I'm off of yarn restriction now, so you tell me what color you want and I will make it happen.
So I'm a little bit nervous, but I mean, anytime you get somebody new coming into your area, D!
Yay! You don't have to buy yarn, but I want to.
Thank you, Bee Lady.
Okay, how about you tell me what color you want, and I'll tell you if I have it. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I want some yarn. Do you know how long it's been since I bought yarn?
Not long enough.
It's been a long time.
Eagle Camp Homestead.
That's been a while since they've been in too. Holy crap, how is the weather?
You just had to bring that one up, didn't you, Hope?
Oh, I gotta call the house and tell them to bring it. Go ahead and go back to your... Where are you going? Oh, you're gonna... Okay.
Alpha to Dobby. I had to bring that one up, man.
Carefully
Carefully bring the temperature blanket
Lady, I have every color available. You tell me which one you want.
No Trustworthy.
Actually, I do have some yarn. I'll send you some pictures. I have some yarn that I haven't made one out of. They don't take long to make.
I think I'll go with the liar pants
No, I
on
do.
fire.
I do. I have that pink. Remember that pink one that
You
I
don't
got?
have every color available. That's what I'm talking about.
No, yeah,
But
no.
Walmart has every color available. Tanya!
How are you gonna make money buying yarn for all this stuff? Oh, here it comes. Oh, she's bringing the whole bag. I just meant the blanket there,
I didn't
dear.
call for you. Go away. Okay, it's looking great. It's looking beautiful.
Just put her in here. Okay,
No,
put it down,
not
put it
until
down,
it's
put it down.
done.
Put it down, put it down.
That's going to be our big reveal for next week. That is looking phenomenal. I am so proud of you.
I did it all by myself.
I
Pink.
know.
She said I like pink. Pink will work. Okay,
I think
good.
that is
Light
extremely
pink or dark
beautiful.
pink? Because I do have both of those.
Okay,
And
now
I think
before
we'll
you
get
mess
some
it
duck
up,
feathers to put on the bottom.
okay? Quit talking about it because there is a microphone.
Okay.
Mama,
Oh, what?
I want you to kill myself. It hurts really bad.
Digestion. Okay, let me take my needle out.
Hey.
Or my hook out.
Go poop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to hold that right there? Okay, so
You
this
need
is
help?
this, is this, is this, is this. It's like you can't even see it all.
It's a big smiley face.
And that's the length. Like the width is.
Hope.
I just brought some.
Hope, have I told you lately how I feel about you?
Here, hold that side like that. Okay, pull it all the way over there. So it is this long.
Wide.
Wide. And the ears only have over. I know it's gonna be super, super big. I'm nervous. But so Blaze has decided for all of us at this house. No, Jason decided that this blanket is going to be his. So every morning when I crochet it, he comes over and he nuzzles up to it.
Yep, this year it goes to Blaze. Next year it'll be Carol. Third year it'll be that following year will be Carol's, and then the following year will be mine, and that's what they'll wrap my body in when I pass away.
Well, now the really cool thing though is that what I do when I'm crocheting it in the morning is I don't unfold it at all. I literally sit with it like this in my lap, and I just open up the top. And so I don't have to like unfold it every time that I want to work on it. So that's good. But now I've got a big mess.
Now you
So
got
that's
all
what
over
it
all.
looks like now. Who are you covering with that thing? So what happened is I'd never done a temperature blanket before, and I started trying to look for patterns, and they don't really give you a pattern. They just say, this is the concept, this is what you do. And everybody makes their own.
You can put an anti-skid thing on it, it could just be a rug.
No.
That's not a bad idea.
Actually, I like the idea. Josh from JJL Forge,
Yeah, where is that food?
he suggested that since it was going to be so big that I could actually double it, like fold it in half and stitch it together. And I think if I do,
What's all these?
I got to tie that. Cut those off. That's when I changed colors. But he suggested folding it in half and doing like a whip stitch so that it would be like half the ear would be one side and then the other half would be the other, the ear. So it'll be big enough, and like everybody's
I
saying,
think you
it'll
should
be
make
big
a
enough for.
sleeping bag out of the thing.
Where did I just put the? Did I fold the needle up in there? Did you see? I think I did, but I don't remember. Okay, so what are we talking about tonight besides my yarn addiction? And I really don't want to know how much this blanket is going to cost after, because the thing is that when you buy just a skein here and there, the skeins are only like $2. So to and then I get them on sale, and they end up being cheaper than that.
You think you could turn that thing into a sleeping bag?
You probably could,
So
but
then why don't you turn it into a double sleeping bag?
no. I'm not making a blanket into a sleep bag.
See? The romance is gone.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, Tanya. If you doubled it over, it'd be super warm. So I'll know that he never goes cold. We know he won't starve because he knows how to cook. And now I know he won't be cold. Better get a supersized washer to clean that blanket.
All right. So we were kind of catching you guys up what's been going on here, and everybody, it's that time of year where the vegetable garden takes precedence over everything. That's on everybody's mind. Got to get the garden in, got to get the garden in. And then once the garden in, it's maintenance. And then the fruit comes and you got your first beans or your first cabbage or your first lettuce, you know, and then your chickens are laying eggs and you're like, woohoo, chicken.
Yeah, this time of year is like crazy because it just starts rolling and it snowballs. Like the next thing you know, everything's going crazy,
Right.
wide open.
Baby piglets are coming, baby goats are coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about your animals here for just a minute. Now let's have a conversation on livestock. Okay? Oops. Where'd I?
Just click on those.
All right, let's start off with the chickens. Okay? Now, your chickens, depending on where you are, each bird is laying about an egg a day. Right? But in order to keep them laying, we need to make sure that they're getting as much protein as possible. My suggestion is the maggot bucket. Let me put this on too. Hold on. I wonder why that is not showing the webcam anymore. Okay?
Because you're not on the main.
There's just no. And so the maggot bucket. What is the maggot bucket? Let's come back here now. The maggot bucket is a 5-gallon bucket that you take and you drill holes in the bottom of it.
Yep.
Then you go around and you pick up roadkill. Something that's kind of fresh. Don't pick the stuff that's already kind of gross. That, or you put some freeze burnt meat in there. Stuff that's going to attract your flies.
Mm-hmm.
And the flies will go in because they'll come on up through the holes in the bottom. Okay? And you keep it right about a chicken's height. Okay?
The bottom.
The bottom of the bucket. You keep it right about at the chicken's height. Then what will happen is the flies will go in there, they'll lay their eggs, and the maggots will form. The maggots will hatch in about 3 days.
Yep.
And they'll start devouring that meat, and they just mold. And this happens, and all of a sudden you got a whole bucket full of maggots because you'll be going out there, like if your kids are bad, you make the kids take the new roadkill out there because it is going to stink.
Especially in the summer. Oh.
And then what happens is the maggots will start to fall out of the holes.
I know it sounds gross, but just hear us out.
Okay? And then the chickens will start to eat said maggots. And the chickens will figure out, hey, the maggots are coming from
the
that bucket. So then you'll see them start to tap
Peck.
the bucket.
Yeah, they'll peck at the bucket.
Maggots will drop, they will eat. Now, this doesn't rule their life. We have not had them where they just stand around all day hitting the bucket.
No. Mm-mm.
They'll just, as they're ranging around in your eggmobile inside their netting, they will range around, scratch up. When they walk past the bucket, they're like, oh, they hit it, boom. So whammo. That's an extra source of protein. Black soldier flies. If you can bring black soldier flies in and do a black soldier fly bin, you can collect that larva and toss that out to your chickens.
How old are hens when they stop laying? They're 4 and they're still laying but okay, so they're laying regularly, but do they lay as much as they used to
They're
when
gonna
they
be
were
on
younger.
they're gonna be on their downward
Yeah,
spiral.
eventually they taper off.
Yeah. Okay. Now, here's another thing that you can do for your chickens. One, obviously, you've got to keep a lot of water. Now, listen to me when I say this. I try to tell other people this, they didn't listen and it killed their birds. I don't care how hot it gets. Do not put ice water in their waterer. Let their waterer stay the same temperature as it is outside. Fill it up in the morning so that way, as if you have a well like ours is, it's going to be cold water, but as the day goes along, it warms up. You do not want to send your chickens into any type of shock that would kill them because they drank the water was too cold. They can't handle a brain freeze. Okay?
Yeah, it shocks their bodies. That's right.
Now, always provide some type of a shade for them. That's where the eggmobile comes into play. They can get underneath it or they can go inside. Make sure it has a lot of ventilation to keep the air flowing. If it gets super hot, you can take computer fans. Okay? Mount them in your eggmobile and get them to run on a little 12-volt battery or a little solar panel, and it'll help circulate the air. But I don't think, I mean, the only place that really probably gets hotter than us is probably the folks in Texas. So you guys,
And that's another thing Terry brings up. Another thing this time of year, water, if your water containers are light, white, glass, whatever, they're going to grow algae. So
Right, I was getting to
definitely, yeah.
if you have a 1-gallon container, take a tablespoon of vinegar, put it in that 1 gallon, and that will help stop the algae. It won't completely knock it out. You're going to have to wash out your waterer more than probably about once a week. But I would do about a tablespoon of vinegar. Bam, put that in there. That will help. Now, that's enough on chickens. Let's talk about pigs.
That's a big old pig.
Okay, that's a pig. Now, pigs in the summertime are, you have to keep your pigs cool. Now, how do you go about doing that? Pigs don't sweat. Okay, so they need a way to keep cool. They can get sunburned real easy. So you have to provide them with a mud pit.
Especially your lighter breeds, you
Especially
know, like
your
that
Yorkshires, your Berkshires. Those guys need a lot of mud. And they'll waller in a mud pit and they'll make it big. All you got to do is kind of get it started for them and they'll take care of the rest. And they'll even dig it out for you. You just start with a little tiny hole, give them a halfway hole that they can start, and they'll make it as big as they need to.
But be aware that if you don't keep water in a mud pit for them, but you do keep a water trough for them,
They'll tip
the trough over to make a water pit.
Yeah.
So.
But it's very important. On our really hot days, we have mud pits. We have plenty of water, but we'll even put a sprinkler on them to help just soak the whole entire area so they can waller around and do their thing.
And we've been fortunate with that one. That setup that you have there's a lot of shade.
Right, and that's the next thing I was going to say.
Misters, yeah.
You need to have shade for all of your animals. All your animals need the shade.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's usually anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees cooler in the shade, depending on the time of the day, depending on where the shade is located. Right? Right. Now,
for her typed in, I love my jerks, and then realized it said jerks. It was her Berkshires. That's funny.
Let's talk about cows. Let's talk about these guys for a minute. They are not as finicky. It is not as a big of a stress as pigs or even chickens. But your cows can get heat-related illnesses.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful.
Yeah, they can still overheat and die.
Water.
But the main thing that you want to have with your cows is a shade source and lots of water for them to drink. And pretty much that's it. Now, if you have a creek, they'll get in the creek. If you have a pond, they'll get into your pond. I don't recommend that, and I don't encourage that, especially if you're going to try to use that creek or water or pond as a water source for your other livestock, because they will get in there and they don't care. They're just thinking about cooling off, but they will get in there and defecate.
Yeah.
And that'll mess the water up. Right? So, big things for your animals. Shade and water.
Yeah, water. And the thing is, don't assume that because you filled their water trough in the morning that they're good all day.
Nope.
Because
They will suck it down.
They will, and you've got to be out there checking at least twice. We've checked 4 times today.
Yeah.
And they've had to put water out. They put it out in the morning, so that was the first check. Then when we went out at 12, they checked again and put water in again. And then they went back out again this evening when we got back, and they went ahead and put more water in there. So
Hey, Daddy's life.
So definitely be mindful of your animals. This is, everybody always talks about, like, in the wintertime, bring your animals in or keep your animals warm. Summer to me is way more.
Summer's a lot worse.
Here. Now, in Ohio, it might not be as bad, but
Right.
here in Georgia, where we are, it gets super, super hot. There you go. My father-in-law waters his cows 3 to 4 times a day, depending on the summer temperatures. And that's where we're at. 3. We're at 3 right now. And it barely got to 90 today.
We're getting ready to split pastures up on permanent little paddocks. And I'm going to we're going to invest when we can in that same type of watering system that Salatin has. He buries those pipes, and it has an outlet coming up out of the ground that it's a quick coupling that he cups into, and it can go into the water trough. We're going to do that and have it connected to this pond that's right out here. Now, when I lived in Pennsylvania for a little while, the Amish used to be able to move water with a pump that had a counterbalance. It was like a seesaw. And once they got it going, it wouldn't stop. And they can move water wherever. And so I'm going to figure out how to build one of those mamma jammas, and that way I can pump my pond water up the hill and then have it to where it'll fill up the troughs. When those troughs are full, it can keep on going down the line, but then I'm going to have it return back to the pond.
Right.
So that way it doesn't completely just drain the pond in 24 hours.
That rocks.
That will help keep the cows in fresh water all the time, but it'll also help aerate my pond where I don't have to worry about my pond doing what they call rolling over, because when the fish population gets so big, they will suck all the air out.
Yeah, that's true.
So that you always have to aerate your pond. That's why a lot of people that have a lot of small ponds that do a lot of fishing that are not fed by anything,
right,
you'll see them with a fountain in the middle, and it's just sucking the
it's
water
just,
out from the pond, throwing it up in the air, and it's splashing back down. That's aerating their water. So
it's way hot in here. I can't turn the AC off.
So,
I'm sorry you can't hear.
What I'm looking on seeing how I can hook the shotgun mic up and get it to work in OBS to eliminate that problem. That's my one goal for this week. Now there will probably be get it up and anchored, and you guys may see a mic hanging down here in front of Robin and me, or we may just put it up here on the desk where it's right here. But we're working on that problem, Rocks, to try to get it done. It's just that we use OBS, and I'm still learning it, and there's going to be ways that we've got to hook up external mics and stuff like that. But we're working on it, guys. So, now that we've talked about, gave you guys a little heads up about, you know, taking care of your animals in this heat,
Oh.
there's something else that we need to talk about. It's predator control.
It's predator
Okay.
time, y'all.
It's predator time, you
Because
guys.
you have animals doing stuff, you're gonna have animals doing stuff to
Yep.
the animals that are doing stuff.
Yep. And the guys that are coming out this time of year are these guys right here. Your snakes.
Yeah.
Your rat snakes. Your basically, it's your rodentivore types of snakes. Your snakes can be broken down into two categories. Your insectivores and your rodentivores.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your rodentivores are your larger snakes, your copperheads, your rat snakes, your king snakes, your rattlesnakes, your copperheads, corn snakes, all those type of snakes, your hognose snake.
Mm-hmm.
All those type of snakes are what they call rodentivore snakes, meaning they'll eat mice, rats, frogs, chickens, chicks, eggs, small mammals, squirrels, chipmunks, stuff like that. Okay?
Yeah, so
Case-
Mama's having issues with raccoons.
Case in point,
But this is what happened.
you look right here. Last night we had a big rat snake get in and disturb this nest. Now, that rat snake accidentally bumped into a shovel,
Accidentally.
and he went to the great beyond. And they were trying to catch him to relocate him, since he's a non-venomous snake, and here in the state of Georgia they're supposed to be relocated. But he accidentally, because I keep all my tools very, very sharp.
Yeah, he bobbed when he should have weaved.
Yeah, and he just
Took himself out with the shovel.
He was suicidal.
Maybe he was suicidal. Yeah, it was a kamikaze snake. That's what it was.
Yeah, he was going looking for 70 virgin snakes. But these guys are now coming out, because remember, a snake is cold-blooded.
Yes.
So they might not necessarily slip into a hibernation, depending on where you are. Of course, way up north, they are going to slip into the hibernation. But down here, they just go into a more reserved state. It's a semi-hibernation.
They just don't move as much.
Yeah. They come out maybe on warm days, maybe grab something to eat and go back. If they even do that.
A lot of times during the winter months here, you'll see them on the sides of the roads or run over in the roads, because they'll go out onto the blacktop and absorb the heat, and that's how they'll digest.
Well, it's not, that's how they get all of their energy to be able to move about.
Right.
Because when it gets cold, as a cold-blooded animal, his whole system slows down.
Right. So what'll happen is they come out to eat,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't digest if they're not
Well,
warm.
they can't move to chase the animal
Right,
either.
right. So they catch the animal, and then they stay out there digesting their food, and they're staying still, trying to conserve as much energy just to digest.
Right.
And then they don't dodge for a car, and they get run over.
Now, the other guy I want to talk about is this fella right here.
Oh, Mama's having a hard time with those.
This guy right here, he's on a mission. Okay? If it's a sow, she's eating as much as she possibly can, because she's going to be birthing soon.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's got to make all of her milk, and she's got to be able to take care of all them babies, which will be about 3 or 4 of them sometimes. Sometimes the twins, sometimes a single, but they can have up to triplets, quadruplets.
Hey, Candy.
So she's going to eat. They are also eating right now, because a lot of their food source is out right now. They're crayfish, they're minnows, they're salamanders, they're small snakes, eggs, chicks, things like that. A raccoon is just like us. He's an omnivore.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to eat what he can when he can. He is going to be eating the berries that are getting ripe. He's going to be eating some of your vegetables that are coming to fruit in your garden. He's going to be after your eggs. He's going to be after your chickens. He's going to be after the chicks. So, what do?
You do like Mama and order some coon puffs.
that, and you come to the Homestead of America conference and sign up for my class.
Yeah, there you go too.
Shameless plug. No, there's lots of things that you can do. But I'll say this, and I'm going to say this in my class, and I'm going to say this at my lecture at the conference. There is no such thing as a predator-proof chicken coop.
It may be right now,
There's
but it won't always be.
no such thing. It's a false advertisement. Because anybody says that they built a 100% of the time chicken coop that stops predators has never faced a big, hungry boar coon. Has never faced a hungry sow
And
with babies.
And that's the point is that you might be in an area right now where, let's just say you have a coop that's been performing well and you don't have any predators get in. Well, that's now.
Yeah.
But like you said, if
Well,
you have...
here's the best thing that I can say. When I was doing my nuisance wildlife work, better late than never there, Josh. Just come when you want to. When I was doing my predator control down in Augusta, the famous line I heard all the time was, I've been living here enter amount of years, 10, 20,
And
5.
I've never had this
And we
problem.
have never had this problem. Why all of a sudden? Well, you've had a population boom, and now the food sources are scarce. The nesting areas are scarce. So now they're looking, and they found your home, or they found your chicken coop. And I have been on the top of 3-story apartment buildings with holes in their roof the size of basketballs. Because Mama Raccoon wanted to find a nesting place to have her babies. And what she'll do, and people always underestimate the power of the coon. A coon is a strong animal. Ask a coon hunter. Ask an avid coon hunter and then ask him how many dogs he's lost.
Yeah.
Because a raccoon can take a blue tick hound and hold his head underwater. That's how strong he is. They can take the shingles off of the roof. They'll rip them off like it's nobody's business. And then they get their little fingers and they'll start scratching it. And if they don't have a corner, they'll start scratching at that OSB until they can get a hold of it. And then they start working like this. And then they pop it and they break it. Once they get it broken just a little bit, it's nothing but chewing and slashing until it's coming out. And then they got their hole. Your chicken coop is no different. Whether you got a tin roof, a shingled roof, or just wood planks roof, they're going to get in there. Okay? Because their main focus right now is food, 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 food. Why? One, if it's a mama, she's got to feed her babies. But the main thing is they have to put on a lot of fat to make it through the winter.
Holy crap. My parents used to feed the raccoons. It was all so cute to them until they started to rip the screens to get in the house.
And they, I mean, once they need a big layer of fat to make it through the winter.
Yeah.
The farther north you are, the more they're going to eat. Okay? Now, I've seen you guys talking about foxes and coyotes.
Yeah.
Okay? Basically, it's the same thing, just like the coon. They can be deterred a lot easier than a raccoon or a possum. A possum is you got three major predators this time of year. The possum, the coon, and the snake. Depending on where you live, you can also add in a fourth, which would be your raptors, your hawks, your owls, your eagles.
And you might change out. Some people have a big skunk population, so skunk might change in interchangeable for like a coon, right?
Yeah. Again, it depends on where you live.
Where you
but the
live.
majority, the two
Yeah.
major heavy hitters are your possums and your coons because they're everywhere. Okay, you could throw in weasels, you could throw in skunks, you could throw in,
Right.
you know, a raptor, you know, foxes and coyotes. You can have one every now and then. They're not a very major
Right.
predator problem for homesteads with just chickens. Now, a homestead that has goats, sheep,
Cows.
I would even say cows. If the pack is large enough with coyotes, they'll take out a calf. But I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it here. But we had a red fox over at a buddy's place going after a lamb.
Yep.
So even a tiny little red fox will try to jump on a lamb. Your red fox, your gray fox, they mostly they'll be more out to get your chickens and your chicks than a coyote would, because a coyote's running in a pack, and he's gonna want to go. They want to go after something bigger to be able to feed the whole pack. Your red fox and your gray fox are solo canines that they're not gonna form a pack.
Oh, excuse me. You've got to appreciate
I
that.
do
She's just
appreciate
really
it, but I've
excited.
already told you once.
All right.
You're not showing it tonight.
But it's beautiful. Good job.
Where did you get that chunk of fur? Oh, that's a feather. Okay, never mind. I thought that
And
was a
I know
fox.
where it came from. That's
Okay. All right, you're
All right.
disturbing the class.
This thing is cool.
Very cool.
All right. So
But again, it disrupted my train, and now I got to think about where I'm at. Your, so you would more likely have problems with your foxes and your foxes, gray fox, red fox, more than you would your coyote, unless it's just so the food source is so scarce that they're just coming in.
everybody, yeah.
You know, weasels are also another one that will come in. Now, you'll know you'll have a weasel because he's just going to come in and kill everything.
It looks like an onslaught. I mean, it's just horrible.
You know, and again, a lot of this all depends on your location
Regional,
in our great nation. Because if you're more up north, you know, you still got the possums and the coons, but you've also got to worry about weasels. You got to worry about fishers. You got to worry about badgers. And all of those do come into play. Yes, a mink is part of the weasel family. So, just like a wolverine, just like a fisher, they're all in the weasel family. And again, depending upon your location, is depending on which one of these guys that you are going to have an issue with. But we got these. This just, I know it's another thing that everybody's throwing down on their plate this year. This is why a homesteader needs to have as many tools in. I'm sorry, Apollo. Don't let me get in your way. As many tools in their toolbox as they can possibly get, because not one person can do everything and be an expert at everything. Okay, my strong point is my trapping, my predator control stuff here at the house, here on our homestead. I'm really good at gardening also, but I'm always learning when it comes to taking care of the pigs, taking care of the chickens, taking care of the cows. There's always a learning process. I mean, even with the trapping and the gardening, everything is, you're always still learning. You're never really fully a full-blown expert. And anybody that says they are, and there's nothing else for them to learn, probably don't really know that much anything. Anyway, because there's always new things coming out, and there's, especially with like when you're dealing with wild animals or you're dealing with animals in general, the moment you think you've got them figured out, there'll be that one that'll say,
Hold my
okay,
beer.
okay, fat boy. Yeah. I see that awesome looking set that you made over there to catch me in. But let me show you this. And I'll show you something different.
My favorite story is with the bees. When we used to go do bees. We would get called out. People would think they had honeybees. And we would go in thinking it was honeybees up high.
And it'd be yellow jackets.
And it would be yellow jackets. And yellow jackets,
Are supposed to be in the ground.
exactly, almost always in the ground. And we would go ready to extract honeybees and ready to go. And we'd get up there and be like, holy crap, that is not a honeybee.
Yeah. Nothing will aggravate me more than when I go up to start inspecting a honeybee job, expecting honeybees, and I go up there without my suit on, and holy crap, it's yellow
It's
jacket.
yellow jackets. Been there.
Yeah. Now, the yellow jacket is part of the wasp family. You got your European paper wasp, your black paper wasp, and the yellow jacket. The yellow jacket is the most aggressive one in the wasp family.
Yeah, we don't like those.
The best picture I ever seen describing the wasp family was the brown one was the European paper wasp, and then it had the red one with the red one's name, and then it had the black one with the black European paper wasp, and then it had a yellow jacket. It just said asshole.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
They're not. Yep, a-holes with wings. Exactly.
So, but all these things are out now. We've all got to be, again, when we're talking about these guys now, it's a little bit too early for yellow jackets, but you've got
Yeah.
your wasps out.
Wasps are coming. We saw some.
The wasps are already out.
Yeah.
What you've got to start to be on the lookout for now is you're going to start seeing your ball-faced hornet's nest. Those are the ones that you find hanging from a tree that look like the teardrop, or they look like a basketball, the gray.
It's paper looking,
Yeah,
right?
the gray paper looking one. Those are your ball-faced hornets. Those guys are aggressive also. If you start to see one forming on a window or in a soffit box or something like that, go ahead and treat it now before it gets too large. Go ahead and hit it with some
Some of that.
get some wasp killer that's got a good stream, good power to it, that's 25, 30 feet, and hit them. And soak. Don't worry about trying to hit the little tiny hole that they come out of. It is a paper, that their nest is made out of like a paper-like material.
Yeah.
Soak the nest. It will go in and get them that way. Make sure you got the long stream on it. Empty out the can. Go get
Yeah.
you a couple of cans and empty out the can.
Sounds
Let it sit
really
for a
good.
few minutes, then go back. You'll still have a little bit of activity, but then you can go back, knock it down, and kill out the rest.
Ether looks good too.
Okay? So,
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so tired.
alright. So, we've been on almost an hour. This is the time that I want to open it up for questions. Any type of real quick predator control questions, gardening questions, homesteading questions, any questions that you may have whatsoever about why I'm so much better looking than Josh. I don't know what to tell you. Well, let's go ahead and go back to this.
There's a new person, Juritza Kato. That's a
Hello, Juritza.
interesting,
Yep.
interesting name. I've not seen her before.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome. Was it raccoons that like black licorice?
Yes, they will go crazy.
Anise.
They'll go crazy over that black licorice smell. Or if you just have some anise, you can put that
Or
in there.
fennel oil too, I would think would work, because fennel smells like. Remember how when we had the fennel, it smelled like black licorice? So I'd be willing to bet that would entice them too.
How about taking care of ourselves and each other during the heat? Yes. Water, water, water. Make sure right now, you guys, if you're working outside,
These are your best friends. These tumblers.
water. Keep yourself
Ice water.
hydrated.
See, I don't like black licorice, so
Yeah. Raccoons will eat just about anything.
yeah.
A lot of guys like to use white marshmallows because they're white, so they're an eye attractant and they're sweet. So really anything. In the coon cuff, when it's trapping season, I use a cat food, a dry cat food to put in there. In my cage traps, I put black licorice, a honey bun. Take a golf ball, wrap it in aluminum foil, throw it back there, where it's got a little bit of a light that hits it, and it will shine. That'll get their attention. They'll come in. And the raccoon is curious by nature. Use that curiosity against him.
That's right.
Now, getting back to taking care of ourselves, wear loose clothing. Guys, if you take your shirts off, take them off for a short amount of time so that way you don't get sunburned. 30 to 45 minutes at a max. Then put your shirt back on and leave it on for the rest of the day. Because the last thing you want is to get sun poisoning through a sunburn where you've gotten blisters and stuff on your back. It can happen, and it can happen fast.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah. If you start to get where you're getting clammy, you're getting stomach cramps, leg cramps, stop what you're doing. You don't have to be tough and work through it. Stop what you're doing. Go get yourself cooled off. Drink some water. Don't gulp it. Slowly sip it. Heat cramps is a first sign of heat illnesses.
Headaches are a sign also, yeah.
Okay? If your face is starting to get red and blotchy and you're not sweating, it's time to take a break, pound the water, and get inside. If you feel faint and dizzy, definitely stop what you're doing. You do not want you don't want to suffer heat exhaustion or worse, a heat stroke. You will not come back from those. You'll always have an issue with the heat from them.
Yeah, if you quit sweating, you need to get the ER, you need fluids. High blood pressure, yeah, that's a good point too. You gotta be careful if you've got other conditions that will add to it. That's
Okay. When you eat watermelon, put a little salt on it.
yeah.
Salt will help you retain your water. Okay. Rule of thumb is if you're not urinating every 15 to 30 minutes, you are not hydrated enough.
How the hell are you gonna be peeing
said that's
every
the rule.
15 to 30 minutes?
That's the rule. Look,
That scares me.
it was we had to be peeing every 15 minutes.
I'd never get any work done. That's why I need the outhouse. I need an outhouse by the garden.
Okay. Your meals, believe it or not, cut back on your meals. The lighter foods, your salads. This is the time that you should be almost, I don't want to say almost a vegetarian lifestyle, but you don't want to be pounding the heavy proteins right now. You need to be with your salads, your fruits, your veg. Be pounding those.
That's a lot of pee. Exactly.
Yeah.
Only time cold water should be used is heat stroke.
Stroke, right.
Right.
Yep. Any other questions? Any other questions? You know, I think it was Floyd that said something about Pedialytes not just for the babies.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to keep some on hand. So that way if you do overdo it, you can replace those electrolytes and hydrate yourself quickly. You know? Just like, you know, keep some Powerade on it. I'm not a big Gatorade fan. Gatorade's changed its taste. It's changed a lot of stuff about it.
Well, not just that, but we learned something when we
Right, and the price that they're asking for, I can get almost 4 Powerades to 1 Gatorade.
But not just that. Gatorade is only electrolytes. Powerade is electrolytes and some other stuff that you need.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference. There's more to Powerade than there is Gatorade. Gatorade is simply electrolytes. Powerade has, that's what we use when we talk about the PP diet. And you want to make sure not to drink a whole lot of that because it does have sugar in it. So even
Yeah. So, yes, there is going to be an oils class tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm not allowed in the class, but I'm coming in every now and then.
you are.
Anyway, our blog will be coming out every Monday because because of work schedules, I'm going to be writing the blog on Sundays. Probably no insomnia tonight, not unless you guys just really talk me into it. The heat kind of wore me out today. I worked all day yesterday and all day today as well, and it was kind of hot down here today. But I don't know.
Carrie, is there? I know Powerade has one that's not colored. It's like a white cherry or something like that. It doesn't. I don't think it has any dye in it. You might want to check into that.
Teresa Dean said you can make your own type of Powerade. We need to get that recipe.
Cucumber. The girls were doing a report, and they said that they can make out of cucumber water. Apparently, cucumbers have, at least according to them. I haven't done any research yet to verify, but yeah. So yeah, smart water. You can water kefir. Ugh.
Also, the time to get a lot of fermented foods in your belly help promote those good bacterias in your belly.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, we're going to call it a night. And be looking next week. We are going to add a few more bells and whistles to our live stream. Hopefully we'll be able to have the mic situation figured out. But we are going to be adding a new segment to our live stream. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I think you guys will get a real good kick out of it. I think it'll be informative. And I think that's about all I want to say about that. So, all right, guys. Well, I haven't made up my decision about insomnia tonight or not. I might not do it tonight. I may do it tomorrow night. It depends if Chip calls me and lets me know if I got to work Monday or not. So basically, it's kind of going to be going from there. So be on the lookout. I may just pop on later tonight if I can't sleep anyway. I really got to stop at the Yeah. See, a lot of people are saying that they're tired too.
Well,
so.
because everybody took advantage of Saturday being a full day to be able to do, be able to do work out in the garden or like shows or whatever. So.
Yeah. So you guys have a wonderful night. And
if we see you, we see you.
If we see you, we see you. If
see
not,
you
we'll
tomorrow.
see you tomorrow night in Mama Bear's Essential Oils class. Remember, be kind to one another. You don't know what that person's going through, and you don't really know how much simple, kind words can do. And on the flip side of it, you really don't know how much unkind words can do, joking or not. They can really hurt feelings, and sometimes it gets kind of hard to get over. So be kind to one another. Kill them with kindness. Right? Remember, repurpose, reuse, recycle. Keep the stuff out of the landfill. Next week, we will be bringing the Sustainable Living series back sustainable living section back with projects. I'm pretty much going to have the Saturday shows done or ready to go, the outline of them ready to go in the middle of the week sometime. So that way we don't have to do stuff like this. But we love you guys. Thank you, every last one of you, for coming by and supporting us tonight. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys tomorrow night.